A solid foundation is important and also necessary to enable digitization and fulfill the customer's needs. And state-of-the-art solutions for doing that, like artificial intelligence or chatbots, need state-of-the-art IT to work. And cloud and a flexible application ecosystem are by far the best solutions to meet these needs. But there are two main challenges when migrating to the cloud. The migration to the cloud is complex and needs to have a clear strategy and methodology. And all companies have legacy application landscapes that need to be transformed to be able to gain the full effects of cloud. We will now have two speakers that will talk about these two connected topics. How to solve complexity in cloud migration and also how to free yourself from past limitations by transforming legacy IT. Joining us now is our first speaker, Jonas Niessen.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for your time. Most of you will have seen this puzzle. The Rubik's Cube has fascinated generations. Have a guess. How many possible starting positions are there for a Rubik's Cube? Do you have a number in mind? If that number you have in mind is 43 quintillion, you're right on the money. So there are 43 million times a trillion possibilities how to scramble such a Rubik's Cube. So needless to say that if you hold this puzzle in your hands for the very first time, it's super hard to solve. So how is it that some people can solve and master such a puzzle in a matter of seconds? In fact, every Rubik's Cube can be solved in 20 moves or less. But in order to master this puzzle that quickly, you need three things. Firstly, you need to understand the objectives and the principles behind the puzzle. Secondly, you need to understand and have to have a strategy how to solve the problem. And lastly, you need to have a lot of experience and a lot of practice. Many of our customers today share one priority, and that is how to master their digital transformation and how to adopt cloud at scale. And like with the Rubik's Cube, this is a very complex problem to solve, especially if you do it for the very first time. That is because every cloud transformation looks differently, and there are seemingly uncountable starting positions for your path to reach your objectives with the cloud. And when I speak to customers, they are usually at very different stages of their cloud journey. Some of our customers are at the very beginning, so they are currently figuring out their cloud strategy. So they are trying to answer the why. Why do we actually want to move to the cloud? Secondly, there are customers who just started experimenting with cloud. So maybe they have already migrated a couple of development, a couple of production systems, maybe even to the cloud, but they are nowhere near mass cloud adoption. And then thirdly, there are customers who are already all in, who already have moved all of their workloads to the cloud and are now looking to how to take it to the next level. All of these organizations obviously have very, very different challenges. Like in the beginning, there are questions like which cloud provider fits best to my organization and to my cloud objectives. Do I want to modernize my application straight away, or do I start by moving some of the workloads to the cloud first and then modernize my application landscape? And then more detailed questions like, how do I have to rethink security? How do I build enterprise-scale landing zones without putting my business at risk? And overarchingly, customers ask me, how can cloud help improve my target operations model? How can it help me to achieve my business objectives faster? So lots of different challenges and lots of different angles how to think about cloud. But in the end, most of the objectives boil down to four things. And that is, organizations want to increase operational efficiency. That means they want to increase automation, they want to remove technical debt, and thereby ultimately save cost and reduce cost. Secondly, organizations want to improve operational excellence. So that means they want to increase quality. In turn, that means less disruptions, less production plants standing still because of IT. And thirdly, it's about increasing agility, and that is all about becoming faster, reacting quicker to the market, reacting quicker to business requirements and to competition. And then other organizations focus more on cloud innovation, and that is about new products, new business models, and bring them out to the market faster. Use cloud to experiment, to see what works in the market. Use cloud to understand your customers better, and use these deeper insights into your customers to make smarter decisions. To help our customers with these challenges, we have undertaken two crucial steps. Firstly, we have built deep partnerships with the largest cloud service providers out there. That means we have programs in place with AWS, with Google, with Microsoft, and recently renewed some of these programs to make our partnerships even bigger and better. As part of that, we have committed to continue to heavily invest in our own skills, in our own expertise on these platforms. We innovate together with our partners for our customers to build industry-specific solutions which help you to achieve your targets and modernize even quicker. And then we work hand in hand to bring our joint experience in front of our customers, in front of you. We share best practices, we build joint teams to support you. So that means for T-Systems, next to our own VMware and OpenStack-based platforms, we now have even deeper integrations with AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud, and put public cloud first. Next to that, we have developed a cloud migration framework to bundle all of our expertise and experience in a single structured approach. And that means for T-Systems, again, in addition to our more than 20 years experience to migrate and operate business-critical workloads for some of the largest organizations in the world, we also can put this experience now and apply it to your public cloud adoption journey. So our blueprints, best practices, automation, tool sets are available to break down your cloud journey into a structured, proven framework to keep you on track to achieve your cloud objectives faster. And here's how we break down your cloud adoption journey. With our cloud adoption framework, we center everything around your cloud strategy and your cloud objectives. Before we haven't fully understood why you want to move to cloud, we don't even get started, because this is what we build layer on layer around your cloud strategy. Once we've understood your objectives and the outcomes that you want to generate through adopting cloud, as a second step, we assess your organization and your technology readiness. That means from an organizational perspective, we run structured workshops with some of your key stakeholders to understand where you are from an organizational perspective against the cloud strategy that you set out. And from a technical perspective, we do highly automated assessments and scans and discoveries of your technical landscape, of your infrastructure and application landscape, to really understand how cloud ready this technology is and how to best move it to the cloud. Once we've understood your drivers and your baseline from a technology and organizational perspective, we then help you with the readiness. And then from an organization perspective, that means we help you to define the cloud adoption roadmap for your organization and help you to prioritize tasks that you should tackle next in order to work towards your cloud motivation. And then from a technical perspective, that can include that we build out your landing zone on your platform of choice, enterprise grade, highly secure, highly compliant in your respective industry. And only from there we then start building out cloud migration and modernization teams. And that really means that we enrich your teams with our cloud engineering expertise to migrate to the cloud at scale and at speed. We use our best practices and our frameworks and our tooling and our automation to rehost and replatform at pace. We bring in our application expertise to refactor and modernize and re-architect some of your critical applications. And all of that is underpinned by our cloud governance and operations offering. And our deep understanding that cloud transformation does not have a defined endpoint, but requires continuous optimization and continuous modernization built into your target operations model. So going back to the Rubik's Cube analogy. So firstly, we help you to define and prioritize your cloud objectives and the principles behind cloud. Secondly, we define a cloud adoption roadmap and a migration plan for you to transform your IT and organization faster. And thirdly, we enrich your teams with our deep expertise, our methodologies, tools, and best practices. So you can really focus on building a future-proof, adaptable organization by implementing your digital strategy and gain a competitive advantage in the market. At Deutsche Telekom, we have embarked on a digital transformation ourselves. We are currently in the process of migrating and modernizing thousands of workloads and hundreds of applications to the cloud. And the team at Deutsche Telekom has done a tremendous job by first thinking about the organization and how they want to change the organization to really leverage the full benefits and the full advantage of our cloud strategy. And that means we have started by building up an agile organization which now forms our Cloud Center of Excellence. And this Cloud Center of Excellence really oversees the implementation of the cloud strategy for Deutsche Telekom. In addition, it includes teams that migrate to cloud at scale with specific workload and specific migration path expertise and automation in place. We have teams in the Cloud Center of Excellence that define our cloud reference architectures, and we have teams in our Cloud Center of Excellence which constantly redefine our target operations model in the direction of DevOps and site reliability engineering, for example. And my point here is, as every organization, we have learned a lot along the way, and all of our learnings we continuously build into our framework. So our customers really benefit from the overall experience that we as Deutsche Telekom are learning by moving to the cloud as well. Now, in addition to that, we have helped enterprises of all sizes in industries to adopt cloud at scale. So, for example, we have helped customers in the automotive industry to modernize some of their legacy monolith applications by applying modern microservice architectures, which allowed them in turn to ship deployments much more frequently, highly contributing to their agility. Then we have worked with global organizations to migrate and consolidate thousands of their workloads to cloud at scale so they could gain first cost savings advantages by removing technical debt by moving to the cloud. And now we support this very same organization to build a cloud adoption roadmap to help them to get to the next level of cloud maturity. And we have helped enterprises to move their most critical applications to cloud, such as a large SAP landscape for a pharma company, again, to contribute to their digitalization strategy. And this experience across organizations and industries really allows us to help you to accelerate your very own transformation. So we at T-Systems believe that enterprises can gain a significant competitive advantage when adopting cloud intelligently. And in order to unlock this competitive advantage, you need to think about cloud holistically, including your technology and your organization and your culture. And with T-Systems Cloud Migration Framework, we really are able to pick you up where you are on your cloud journey with our modular but highly standardized and highly automated approach. So we help you to accelerate your transformation through our partnerships and through our deep technical expertise to migrate and modernize enterprise workloads. So you can, with our support, focus on building the use cases, products, business models, which will give you a competitive advantage in the market, whilst we ensure that cloud supports these objectives. We help you to ensure that cloud will be an accelerator to build your future-proof organization. And that means if you have just started your cloud journey, this framework is absolutely for you. If you're already well underway and a couple of years into your cloud transformation, but maybe you don't see all the benefits that you expected yet, reach out to us. And if you want to migrate and modernize some of your most critical workloads and applications, we can definitely help you. So let T-Systems help you to solve the puzzle of cloud. On the screen, you now see a QR code which allows you to register for an exclusive masterclass on cloud adoption. Will be a super exciting event. Get your mobiles out, register straight away. And in the meantime, please feel free to reach out to me. Send me an email, link into me, and I'm very much looking forward to hearing from you to discuss your cloud adoption journey.
That was super interesting. Thank you so much, Jonas. There is still so much more on the agenda for today, so let's take a look.